This is the first time we've had the industry represented talking about mobile money interoperability. So just to start with a very simple question, why are we all here? Why is this the moment for interoperability? What is it about 2014 that starts getting the excitement going, first in Indonesia last year, now potentially Sri Lanka, and I know some of you are thinking about it in your markets. So if I can ask each of you to elaborate a little bit on what do you see as the commercial benefit and why should this industry be talking about interoperability in 2014?
I think what we've been doing over the last 5 years is pretty much trying to build each one of our services, trying to get the basics right in terms of how do you serve unbanked people and how to reach out with services. A lot of learning and a lot of challenges that we've gone through. Agent network, it's about what are the right products, what are the pricing, how do we create business models, and all these factors. And we have come to the stage where we are today. You see good growth, but the question is now, how do we fuel that further? I think we have come to a point where we know the basics. And just to illustrate this, it's no one talking about how to build an agent network any longer. We did that 3 years back in these conferences. That is a topic we have left now. So now there's a question on how do we move forward from here in terms of scaling this. And we talk about financial inclusion, and that means actually giving access to financial services. And not only them giving access to the basic services, but it's actually giving a full-fledged access to the whole financial ecosystem in a country. And that is where we need to kind of consider what do we do as an industry to build that. Because we are competing against cash that everyone can use. We are competing also more and more with banks, where everyone can use to integrate. We have to question ourselves as an industry, are we doing the right thing to actually place mobile financial services as a central part of the ecosystem? And I think that is, at least for our part, where we are coming from now and then thinking about, well, we have been not thinking much about interoperability previously. I think that is where it's brought over the last year that we are looking at this as a new way and as a next natural step to explore in terms of how to build the industry.
I think what you were saying is really very right, that it is the right timing now to try to move mobile money to the next level. When we see these statistics that Sima just shared with 30% of the 200 million mobile subscribers which are already active, it's really a big achievement compared to what we were thinking a long time back, and it's really at a time where we have to go to the next level. And if you look at some markets, there is this launch phase of mobile money where basically telcos still need to differentiate against together. And during this period, it's difficult to build interoperability because obviously coming with an interoperable scheme from day one is impacting the differentiator you can have. Still, I believe that during this launch phase, interoperability with bank is a must, since we all know that looking at some, for instance, the M-Pesa case, that the early adopters of mobile money were the bank customers, so to make sure that they will contribute to the take-up of the business, of the activity. But when it reached, after this launch phase, when it goes to this mature phase of mobile money, first of all, I don't think there are any negative impact in interoperability in a way that churn, which, as most of you know, is the main driver for mobile money for telcos, remains very low, whether you have interoperability or not. For instance, I have a bank account, I can transfer to any bank. It's not a reason why I'm changing banks. So I don't think that interoperability will limit the churn impact that telcos have. And number two, it really brings a lot of opportunity. You were showing in Sima's slide these opportunities for G2P, payroll, disbursement of microloans, disbursement of benefit. I think that will be really the main driver to, first of all, to have not a 30% active rate only on the 200 million, but much more than that, and also to acquire more customer. And I think we are just scratching the surface of all the opportunities that will come with mobile money, interoperability. I'm sure that number of new players will enter the market, third-party players that will go for G2P, that will build payroll services and so forth. So I really see that as the main opportunity to take mobile money to the next level. Yeah.
I don't think we have to go so far away. We can just ask our customers. If you ask our customers, they want a seamless experience. They don't want to think that I'm going to send money to my mother. My mother happened to have a competitor's SIM card, so I need to get a second SIM card to send money. So our customers, they want it. It's not only what we want. And I think that's the basics of the whole interoperability discussion. Is the customer wants services from us. And in this new world, with the digital evolution and transformation, it's not only sending SMS. It's not only making phone calls within the competitive networks in the market. It's about, in a seamless way, giving them services. We have to listen to the customers, not what they want only, because they want to use it, but how. We need to simplify this. And in order to do so, we need to work together. And if you look just by principle how it works in our markets, every general manager in the operations are competitive by nature. We compete. We compete against each other for customers. And then suddenly we're going to do interoperability with mobile money. And the first question comes, so what's going to happen with my customer base? What's going to happen with my revenue? So there's a fear. And honestly, I don't think anybody will know until we test it. And that's the fear we have to overcome. We have to test it. We have to dare to have common sense and clear business rules so we can adjust and quickly learn how this is going to work. The only thing we know, without being too academic about it, is that everybody will win. The question is how much will each and every win, depending on how big market share you have, etc. But I think that is not going to be a big problem because of the simple reason it takes so long time to train the customers. So we will have time. So in my book, this is a hygiene factor. We just have to do it.